Chapter 29. He that being oft reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be broken, and that without remedy. When the righteous are increased, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people sigh. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoices his father, but he that keeps company with harlots wastes his substance. The king by justice established the land, but he that exacts gifts overthrows it. A man that flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his steps. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. The righteous takes knowledge of the cause of the poor, the wicked understands not knowledge. Scornful men set a city in a blaze, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he be angry or laugh, there will be no rest. The men of blood hate him that is sincere, and as for the upright, they seek his life. A fool spendeth all his spirit, but a wise man stilleth it within him. If a ruler hearkeneth to falsehood, all his servants are wicked. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of them both. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself causes shame to his mother. When the wicked are increased, transgression increases, but the righteous shall gaze upon their fall. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight unto your soul. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, but he that keeps the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, there will be no response. Seest you a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. He that delicately brings up his servant from a child shall have him become master at the last. An angry man stirs up strife, and a wrathful man boundeth in transgression. A man's pride shall bring him low, but he that is of a lowly spirit shall attain to honor. Whoso is partner with a thief hates his own soul. He hears the adjuration and utters nothing. The fear of a man brings a snare, but whoso puts his trust in the Lord shall be set on high. Many seek the ruler's favor, but a man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Continuing once again with these Proverbs, these little sayings, old sayings, these Proverbs that give us a little bit of understanding. We can take with us, carry along, watch, and look for. We can actually use them in our life. We're going to pick them up here in verse 1. And he that's being reproved hardens his neck. He that oft be reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be broken, and he that without remedy. And that without remedy. There ain't going to be no cure for it. In other words, there's this remedy. Could be ointment, a little salve, a bandage, anything, any remedy. Or answer could sometimes be a remedy for something. It ain't going to be none for this guy, because why? He hardens his neck, and that means you become stubborn. You won't listen. You won't turn. You don't have the ability to turn and recognize to anybody else but yourself. 2. When the righteous are increased, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people sigh. Now, when the righteous are increased, that means that when there's more people doing the right thing, more people doing the correct thing, that's keeping the ordinances and statutes of the Lord. The people rejoice. There's happiness, there's goodness, there's bounty in the land. But now when the wicked bear rule, when the foolish are in charge, I should say, these wicked, these ones that are intend to do evil, the greedy, the exalted, anybody who's got that frame of understanding, when they're in charge, the people tend to sigh or there's trouble. The people don't do as well. 3. And this is just a little example the Lord wanted to show you. 3. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoices his father, but he that keeps company with harlots wastes his substance. Now the one that loves wisdom, the one that goes towards knowledge and understanding, always searching to do the right thing, he rejoices his father, makes his father happy. His father's proud. He becomes happy with his son, just like this generation, a generation that comes forth with some understanding. They're going to do correctly. Somebody's going to be happy. But the one that keeps company with harlots, that runs around with this sort, those that take advantage of the innocent, he's just going to waste his substance. He's going to blow it all. He's going to blow all that, anything that his father even earned or was able to teach or show or have any substance from, and we're going to find out it's just going to go to waste. It's not going to get used. 4. The king by justice established the land, but he that exacts gifts overthrows it. The king by justice established the land. The land was established, and the king sat over it. But the one that exacts gifts overthrows it. And this one that exacts gifts, this ain't gifts. These aren't gifts. The word is tarumah. And it means a contribution. Basically what it is going to be a tax. In so much, this one that exacts a tax or causes this to be given, and that's what it's going to be used for, is whatever they say it's going to be used for. That's a one that's going to overthrow it. It's taxation that overthrows it every time. We have the example with Rehoboam and Jeroboam. That's exactly what the problem was. It always is. We got it written in history, and we can go back thousands of years. 5. A man that flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his steps. And a man that flatters his neighbor, always offering him something, got something he wants to give him, he's just spreading a net for his steps. He's just later going to take advantage of him, catch him up in it. That's the wrong attitude. 6. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. In the transgression of an evil man, that means your house is taken in it. There's going to be a snare, and that's what it is. You get taken by your own understanding. Sometimes you think that's right when it's not. But the righteous does sing and rejoice because they know what the law says, and they know the order of the matter, and that which is correct is going to stand up sooner or later. 7. The righteous takes knowledge of the cause of the poor. The wicked understands not knowledge. The righteous, they know what's going on. They have feelings for the poor, but the wicked, they don't know what knowledge is. They don't know what understanding is. They have no feelings for the poor. That's actually the first people they will attack every time. The poor, the weak, the uneducated, the old, the lame. Sound familiar? 8. Scornful men set a city in a blaze, but wise men turn away wrath. Now, scornful men, that's guys that's got a grudge. They set a city ablaze, these hateful men. They'll burn the town down. But wise men, they turn away wrath. They have the ability to, with wisdom, counsel, we should say, cause it to rest. 9. If a wise man contends with a foolish man, whether he be angry or laugh, there will be no rest. We'll find out whether he laughed, he enjoyed it, or whether he got mad at what you said. It doesn't matter. There will be no rest. Why? He's the idiot. He's not really listening. He's not got no understanding. He laughs and he thinks it's funny because it's not going to sink in. 10. The men of blood hate him that is sincere, and as for the upright, they seek his life. Men of blood hate him that's sincere, this one that's truthful. He's solid about his purpose. He's doing the right thing. He's just. But as for the upright, they seek his life. They seek his soul. They seek his mind. They seek his soul. We'll find out. Hunting it. 11. A fool spends all his spirit, but a wise man stilleth it within him. A fool spends all of his spirit. He takes it out to the last end, to the last word, getting all of it out of himself. This anger. But a wise man stills it within him. He holds it back. But he knows the vengeance belongs to the Lord, and time teaches all things, we hope. 15. If a ruler hearkens to falsehood, all his servants are wicked. If a ruler, that's somebody's in charge. If he listens to falsehood, bribery, any misconductive thing like that, all his servants are wicked. They are taken with him. And that's what it is. You make party of all. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of them both. The poor man and the oppressor, they meet together. And the Lord gave them both their understanding. There's contention. One oppresses, and one is the one that gets the effect of it. It's a simple problem. It's called covetousness, and it's caused the problem from the beginning. 14. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. But the king that has the ability to faithfully judge the poor, and we'll find out his throne's established forever. Forever is about as long as he's going to last, because the next generation, this is not an inheritable quality of life, to be just, to be faithful, to be sincere. It's not inheritable, my friends. The knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding can be passed down, but it's going to be your choice whether or not you will keep and do what the Lord has asked you to do. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself causes shame to his mother. The rod and reproof, there's correction and the law. It gives wisdom. It shows understanding and knowledge forth. But a child left to himself, one that's not given any instruction, shall cause shame to his mother. Even that pleasantness of life, we'll find out, they're going to get no goodness from the matter. There's no goodness in life. There's no reward. 16. When the wicked are increased, transgression increases, but the righteous shall gaze upon their fall. Now, when the wicked increase, transgression increase. What's transgression? Transgression is sin. What are you transgressing? That's like trespass. The law. That's the law of Hashem, the name. That's the presence of the Lord, the presence of Him, of God Himself in your life. And the righteous gaze upon their fall, because it comes. 17. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight unto your soul. Correct your son. Teach him better. Give him a little understanding. Show him some knowledge along the way, and he will delight your soul. In other words, you'll find happiness in him, because we'll find out the effect lasts for many generations. 18. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, but he that keeps the law, happy is he. Where there is no vision, that means you can't see. You're in the dark. Got no understanding. The people cast off restraint. They don't know what's right or wrong no more. They quit trying to hold back the wickedness of society and give in to it. But the one that keeps the law, happy is he, because we'll find out he's got it. He's got the right answer. He's got the correct thing going on. He's keeping the law, doing that what he's supposed to do. No matter what the world does, you have to be right. 19. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, there will be no response. A servant will not be corrected by words. Maybe words ain't enough. Though he understands what the knowledge is, he's got to understand there's a little bit of ramification. There's a little bit of consequence for that. Or there's just no response. In other words, sometimes it's best if we pay for our own mistakes, and then we really get to learn the value of an error. 20. Seest you a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than him. Now, if you listen to these guys and watch them, they're hasty in their words. They're always quick talking it, didn't think about it at all. There's more hope for a fool than him. Really, they just about one and the same. there's more hope. In other words, there's just going to be trouble. He's going to end up paying for those words down the road, just like the fool does. 21. He that delicately brings up his servant from a child shall have him become master at the last. This one that tenderly teaches his apprentice from a child shall have him become master at the last should be really what it says. This servant here is servant can be anybody that works for you, or this servant here is usually back then there was a process of paying off debt, and sometimes a child was required to pay for the debts of his father, but this is no longer required. Nobody's responsible for anybody else's debt or sin. But this one, he's going to become master at the last. 22. An angry man stirs up strife, and a wrathful man aboundeth in transgression. There's an angry man. He loves to stir up trouble. He's got a grudge. And there's this wrathful man. He abounds in transgression. He's going to go ahead and break the law. They're one and the same. 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but he that is of a lowly spirit shall attain to honor. Now, a man's pride can bring him down. Well, find out he gets the big head, and somebody pops his balloon. But he that is of a lowly spirit shall attain honor. There's somebody going to lift him up, because he's always getting stepped on. 24. Whoso is a partner with a thief hates his own soul. He hears the adjuration and utters nothing. Now, the one that's partner with the thief, he hates his own soul. Because why? He helps him out. He helps him make off with the booty. He hears the adjuration. He sees all the trouble it's causing. He hears the words that are being said about that which is taken. But he says nothing. 25. The fear of a man bringeth a snare, but whoso puts his trust in the Lord shall be set up on high. The reverence of a man, the fear of a man that bringeth a snare, or sets a snare. But the one who puts his trust in the Lord shall be set on high. He's put over top of it. He ain't going to be taken in it. It's not going to work. It's nice when we can warn others about the trap and about the snare and go and say, there it is. Some listen. We find out the prudent, but the idiot just goes on to fall into it. 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but a man's judgment comes from the Lord. Now many seek the ruler's favor to get favor from those that are in the position. They set themselves up there. They got the spot, not knowing how to use it. But a man's judgment comes from the Lord, but we'll find in the end the Lord has got a handle on all of it. 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. An unjust man, he's an abomination to the righteous. We're going to say that he's just not correct. He won't make himself right. He becomes unjust. He's not equal. He's not correct. And he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. And they can't stand a guy that's always right. They can't stand a guy that's always doing the right thing or being honest, being equal. We'll find out. Honesty and equality is what brings it to an end anyway. We get one understanding. We're in one accord. It's a very simple thing. We got an agreement. It's a peaceful agreement to do what the Lord has asked us to do, or not to do what he asked us not to do, more importantly. Or as equal, because we'll find out there's an equal and there's an opposite reaction for all things in this world. Let's move forward to Proverbs 30. Turn and return.